Elisa says, just the day after the Miami Herald story about Tyreek supposedly cleaning up his act, more reports about. Look, I might as well get into this already. At least one portion of the whole thing with Tyreek. Okay. Obviously, if you read the story that, there was a domestic issue between him and his wife, and there were no marks, so they couldn't press any charges or they couldn't do anything. And so they, whatever, all the typical stuff that happens in any kind of alleged abusive relationship, that, the person doesn't really get arrested and the woman sometimes kind of, defends it or hides it or whatever. And whatever happens. See, the problem with Tyreek now, for me at least personally, you guys carry however you want to do it. You want to be fanboy or fangirl, you go ahead. I'll stay in the objective seat. And I'll tell you now that Tyreek Hill has zero credibility. He lies and constantly lies. Okay? And if you don't think he's doing anything wrong, like the model thing, I believe her over him now. I don't believe him in anything now. The only thing that's believable is maybe the what happened in the club, in the comedy club, that it really wasn't him, but he sat in somebody's seat, so it kind of instigated, and then his party ended up getting in a fight, which is still on him because he's hanging around with a bunch of losers. And by the way, he's a loser off the field too. Let's be honest. He's a great player on the field. He's explosive. He's a freaking moron off the field. Now, there's no trading of Tyreek. There's no cutting of Tyreek, so stop all of that. He's too good. So you will tolerate it. And hopefully you will tolerate it for the next 2 years. Notice how they needed cap space. They didn't go there. So you're not going to go there anymore for cap space. You're going to play these 2 years out, and then you move on from him because Waddle will then take over as the one, and his fat salary will take over at that point, because that's when his fat salary will take over in 3 years. Because next year he gets his deal. The second year, it'll be a low salary, and then the third year, that's how it is from here. Next year will be year one where he gets his contract, and then the following year won't be really a big-time number. It's the year after when Tyreek leaves. That's when his number explodes. So it's kind of like a timing thing. So you just got to hope that he doesn't get in any more trouble, which is really almost impossible, to be quite honest. And obviously when he went on the Pivot podcast and what was the bullshit that he was spewing? And this is what it is now with Tyreek. Unfortunately, this is what I have to do. I have to look at him like this and say, you're just a bullshitter, bro. That's all. That's all. You're a bullshitter. I lost my true self from what my grandparents raised me to be when I entered the league. I completely forgot my relationships with God, and it really showed. So, whatever. I mean, dude, who files for a divorce? Like, you know what? It's such a disaster. His life is a disaster off the field. Because that doesn't happen to you. It's not happened to me. I've been married for 30 years today. 30 years. No domestic issues. It's pretty easy, by the way. It's super easy not to have any domestic issues, not have the cops over your house. I don't know about some of you out there, but I'm 57, and it's been pretty freaking easy. Really easy. Okay? I don't break any woman's legs. Okay? I don't attack a guy on a pier. And really, what did I tell you in the pier incident? What did I tell you in the pier incident months ago? What did I tell you in the pier incident months ago? He what? Has anger issues. And what? They had to stop him 2 other times from attacking that man. Do you know how bad that pier issue would have been if his friend wasn't there stopping him the first time and the 5 other people had to stop him the second time? Tyreek has gotten away with a ton of shit because he's Tyreek Hill and he's got money and they cover up shit for him. They're not going to cover up shit for you or me. There's a bunch of stuff we probably don't know about. Unfortunately, this is how we have to look at Tyreek now. He cannot be trusted. Not one word he says. He cannot be trusted at all. He does not know how to behave in public. He is incapable of it. He continually proves it. And it doesn't stop. And he knows it. He admitted it. You guys can be fanboys and fangirls all you want and live in denial. Oh, no, he's great. Yes, he's great. He's a great talent. Let's separate the talent and the person. And the person is incredibly flawed. He is as dysfunctional as it gets. You mean you marry her and then you want her to sign a prenup and then you get into a fight about that? You shocked you're going to get into a fight about that? You don't talk about the prenup before? Are you not smart enough? And then you have a domestic issue and then the cops are called and, and then you invite a Instagram model over, a very curvy Instagram model over. You've already got baby mamas, which your wife knows about already. And so apparently something happened in that pickup football game that she ended up with a broken leg. Sorry, Tyreek, you have no credibility, bro. None. Whatever you say means nothing. It's your word is trash. Trash. You have zero credibility. So yeah, whatever you lost your way, whatever your grandparents taught you, whatever it is, I'm sure it wasn't what you've been doing for years now. And who knows what you did behind the scenes in Kansas City, why they said, yeah, no, it's not worth it. We're moving on. And then they've won 2 titles without you because they didn't need you to win the titles. So this is what we have to look at now with Tyreek Hill. We just have to hope, pray to the football gods that he stops being an absolute moron. That's all. The stupid shit he does, none of us do. The average person doesn't do the stupid shit that Tyreek Hill does. And he knows it. I'm sure the Dolphins know it too. I'm sure the Dolphins are like, damn it, dude. And there'll be no trade. No one's trading for Tyreek. It'll be a Justin Fields trade. They'll give you nothing in return. Why? Baggage. And a big-ass salary. So stop, because I had a bunch of fans DM me, reply to me on all social media. Oh, no, they should cut him. You can't cut him, dude. That's ridiculous. You need him. Okay, the guy's a hell of a player. But he's not a hell of a person. That's all. Tyreek's a phony, bro. A phony. What he acts in front, he cannot do it behind the scenes. He obviously has anger issues. And those anger issues have been shown with a guy at the pier, with his wife, with an Instagram model, whatever, bro. It's constantly shown. From college, where he also had incidents, he has anger issues. And he doesn't know how to control them. And I said this in the pier incident because, dude, I don't have to be a psychologist. I don't. You're mad at an old man that told you can't fish in the pier, and you got so furious that you hit him once, and then you tried to attack him 2 more times. Think about that. I know Fanboy can't. Fanboy, you can't listen to this because Fanboy can't handle honesty and reality and facts. That's what happens with Fanboy. Because it hurts him. It hurts his team. Oh, you're hurting my feelings, oh. So, Fanboy, you might want to tune out. But that's how we have to look at Tyreek. Fantastic player on the field. Inconsistent with his hands. Too much for me. But awesome player. I get it. Still drops way too many important passes, which, bothers me. But fine. But you need him. You have no choice. So you have to tolerate and hope for the best for the next 2 years. That's it. That's all. That's all you can do with Tyreek Hill. Hope for the best for the next 2 years. Hope that he learns how to stay out of trouble because he just doesn't know how to not be in trouble. That's all. Think about it. Just to put yourself in his shoes. Over the last couple of years, any of those incidents? Because I could say over the last 40 years, I don't have any incidents like that. Not just the last couple of years. I'm sure a lot of you could say, yeah, I don't have them for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years. Because most of us don't. So just cross your fingers, buy rabbit's feet, find a 4-leaf clover, go see a Buddha, go see a rabbi, go see a priest, do whatever you can, and pray that Tyreek Hill stops being a moron off the field. Okay? That's all we have to do. That's all we can do. And just hope for the best. Because really, it's embarrassing to see what that guy does on a consistent basis. It's pretty freaking pathetic. That's my 2 cents on Tyreek.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.